Yo, what is going on guys, and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be doing a review after a really long time. Today I'm going to be talking about the iPhone 14 Pro. So if you don't feel like watching this video, you can skip through it. Long story short, I really like the phone. It has brilliant features, so many good features. I'm going to get to most of them. I'm not going to be able to talk about all of them, but I'm going to be talking about most of them. So basically, yeah, maybe stay through and watch the entire thing to get a better understanding of the phone. So it feels really good. Let me start off with that. The phone feels really good. It gives a full premium feel, like you really want to be using and holding and having one of these phones. They make sure that this is a premium phone. Of course, Apple does charge a premium pricing, so the phone has to be premium. You literally are getting what you pay for. The phone feels great. They've started owning how the camera protrudes out. The three cameras protrude out from the iPhone 10. It's always been like an entire protrusion of how the camera like comes out, and they own it. It's not like trying to be inside the phone, or it's not like a weird bump. Now it's just like we're Apple. We own the camera protrusion. If you want it, take it, or else just leave. So yeah, the phone has a lot of new features. Physically, it's very similar to the iPhone 13 Pro, apart from the fact that the notch now looks like this. Yeah, maybe the fact that it's a little heavier and the colors are different. So the iPhone 14 Pro has a deep purple color and a space black color, which I currently have, which I really like actually. I'm honestly a big fan of the space black. I love this color. It gives a very premium look to the phone. Like, you want to really use this phone, as I already said. But obviously you're not going to be able to use this phone without a cover, because if it does break, it's going to break your heart, not only the cover, and it's also going to cost you a bomb. So we're not going to be able to use this phone without a cover. We're going to need a cover. But apart from that, like maybe when you're at home, or maybe if you don't really care too much about dropping your phone, which literally nobody does, everybody cares about that, you can figure out how to use this phone without a cover. But it feels really good. Again, talking about physical, this is the best phone you could get when it comes to how it feels. Also, my review is going to be more of a Casey Neistat type review rather than a Marcus Brownlee review. I'm just going to be talking about a few things, and the things that I really like, because Casey just gets to the point. Of course, Marcus Brownlee is more of an entire reviewer, so I'm not going to be doing all of that because I'm not that into tech. I love new toys like this one, but I'm not going to be doing an entire review about the processor and all of that. One thing right off the bat is that the camera on the 14 Pro is a big update from the 13, from the 12, and from whatever they had before this. It's a big update. It's a 48 megapixel sensor in the camera, and that is actually a big difference. Like, all the iPhones have a great camera. Like, I'm not gonna lie, the quality of pictures on every iPhone is really good, but this camera particularly is better. It has great optical image stabilization. Of course, the phone does record in 4K as usual. It has great video recording. I've got it like 2 weeks back, and I wanted to make a video not right when I got it. I actually wanted to use the phone a little bit and then make a video for you guys to give you a little bit of how it is and how it has been to be using the phone instead of just making an unboxing. So I'm going to tell you that I've already recorded a few videos on the iPhone 14 Pro, and it's beautiful. Everything that I've made on this phone, first of all, recording in 4K is absolutely amazing. It gives you the premium feel. Obviously, the videos that you make also look really good. I'm going to link a few videos that I made and have edited with the iPhone 14 Pro in the description. You might also find them somewhere here on the top of the video. If not, you just go click the video in the description. All of those videos that I've added to the description, all of them have fully been recorded on the iPhone 14 Pro. Everything that I've linked down below, there are probably like 2-3 videos linked down below. All of them have been completely recorded on the iPhone 14 Pro. Really good camera, really good recording. It's literally like iPhones are going to be replacing cameras and DSLRs very soon. In fact, already have, because I don't take my camera out anymore. I don't take my Canon G7X Mark II out too much anymore to record, because first of all, it's hard to carry a camera separately. So now I just carry my phone, and if there's anything I need to record, I take my camera out, go sideways, and just record everything. And it's really good. The stabilization is very good. The quality is obviously very good, as you're gonna see in those videos. Now coming to the really big thing when it comes to the iPhone 14 Pro, and this is the first feature of the 14 Pro and the 14 Pro Max, and it's never been there in any iPhone before. I'm sure you guessed it. We're talking about the dynamic island. This small thing on top, they basically named the notch the dynamic island, and it's literally amazing. Like, it's not even me exaggerating because I have this phone. I really mean the dynamic island is like amazing. It does so many things that you need to keep checking your notifications to be seeing these things, but because of the dynamic island, you literally have all of that right there on top, but it's not taking too much space because it's like a pill. So so it's not taking like way too much space. It is taking a little bit of space, but it's really worth it. I'm going to show you a few features of the dynamic island. So say you're playing something on Spotify and the music is playing, right? And you just shut it. It goes right on to the dynamic island and shows that it's playing there. And if you hold it, it brings down like a bar like this, and it's really good, right? The fact that it's able to do so much, this is one of its features. When you're on the call, the dynamic island shows that you're on the call, and for the time that you were on the call there. When you're airdropping something, it also shows how long it will take to get completely airdropped, and it basically has so many good uses. When you charge your phone, when you plug in the charger, it shows that your phone is currently charging. All of these features are really good, so the dynamic island is a big win, and nothing but good reviews on the dynamic island. The phone's Face ID unlock is also really fast. Like, it doesn't even take a few milliseconds. You just swipe up and it's like you didn't even have a password to begin with. So the face unlock is really good. But the only issue that I've had with this iPhone till today is the battery life. You'd expect your phone in the first 2 weeks at least to have a better battery life, at least for a few months to have a good battery life, if I'm allowed to say. But this phone really doesn't have that good of a battery life. My phone's on low power mode even right now. I don't know, for some reason there is a lot of draining of battery, and I even switched off my always on display. Apple added a new feature, an always on display, where it shows you the clock and it shows you your notifications, but I turned that off because I realized that it was really eating into my charge. So it doesn't show you in the battery section that always on mode like eats into your charge, but you do kind of figure it out. If you're using the phone with that on, and then if you turn it off, you do see a slight bit of a difference. It works for a while longer, the phone, but honestly that really hasn't done much. The phone still doesn't have the best battery life. I really wish that they had made the 14 Pro with the 14 Pro Max's battery life, because that has a better battery in it. Yeah, basically that's why it has a better battery life, but this is not up there when it comes to battery. I find myself plugging my phone into charge, unfortunately, 2 times a day. Yeah, maybe I am a heavy user because I do a lot of recording on this and I edit a lot on this, but otherwise it shouldn't be having so many issues when it comes to the charging. You'd expect a new phone to not have so many issues when it comes to charging. You want it to have more battery life, but unfortunately this is not that phone. It's a really good phone. I love every other feature, but if you don't mind charging it 2 times a day, if you don't mind charging it midday for another half an hour, 45 minutes, so that it bumps up the charge and you can continue with your day, then go ahead, get this phone, because every other feature is brilliant. So it has this feature that if you're in an accident and you don't reply to the prompt on the screen, the phone actually realizes you're in an accident and does something about it, maybe calls SOS. So these features are actually really nice. I'm not going to be able to test out that feature, of course, but these features are actually really cool, because it's good for you, right, that the phone does all of these things. The fact that the safety aspect is in picture. It also has this feature that if you're stranded on an island, you can like connect to a satellite, and I don't think any other phone has ever come up with such innovative features, and that feature is really cool. In fact, the second I heard about it, I was like, wait, what? I obviously want to try it out, but I don't think I'm going to. It's a really cool feature. Like, did you all think that phones are going to come out with such innovative things, and also which are very good for safety, so soon? So back to the only issue that I have with this, it's the battery life, and I agree, the features that the phone provides is worth how much battery it drains, but the truth is, I'm just pretty disappointed with the battery. You're not going to buy an iPhone 14 Pro to be turning it to low power mode and using it at 60 Hz, right? You want to use it at 120 Hz. Phone is 120 Hz, so like it's really fast. So if your phone is on 120 Hz and you have to use it for 60 Hz sometimes when it's on low power mode, it's completely fine, but you don't want to be paying premium price to be using not premium features. 60 Hz is not at all a premium feature. You can literally see every pixel on your screen while you're swiping left to right. It's not nice. You'd rather have a 120 Hz screen, and I really like the 120 Hz. The fact that, you know, even my previous OnePlus, this is a OnePlus 8T, this phone had a 120 Hz, this phone has a 120 Hz. The only issue with this is because of the low power mode, right? I keep having to switch off. I keep having to like turn it into low power mode and then using it at 60 Hz. It does save a lot of battery, no joke, it saves a lot of battery. I could use this phone on low power mode the entire day and it would probably still be at 30% charge. But if I use it without the low power mode the entire day, I have to charge it at least once. It's gonna be at like at minus 40%, so I have to charge it at least once to 40% for it to be just right by the end of the day. Basically, yeah, this phone is a beast. Like, you can do everything on this. The camera on this, again, video is linked in the description. Lovely camera. The feel of this, it feels like a mini UFO. It feels like a spaceship. It's really nice. nice and you want to use it without the cover again, but you can't, I suggest not to because it's very slippery. You can easily just slide out your hand and you're screwed if that does happen. And I really love this phone. I have not too many issues with it. It's a really good phone, and if you're looking to buy it, don't even think twice. Like, no joke, don't even think twice. Just go ahead because it is a premium, really good phone. Also, if you're on the creative side of it and you're planning to buy the phone just for video making, I still say go ahead and buy the phone, but it shouldn't be just for video making. So there's a very simple logic behind video making, right? It's mainly about the story you're saying. It's not about the quality at which you're filming. I completely agree with that, but you do want to be providing the best quality while recording videos. Honestly, on my previous phone, I've recorded a lot of videos on this. I've really not liked any one of them, but I've never had that issue with this. I love absolutely every video that I take and I make on this. Like, I even edit it on this and I edit it on the iPad once in a while. But the reels I make for Instagram that are linked down in the description, all of them have been completely recorded on this. I completely agree. It's the story. The story is 98% of everything. The story is 98%. You want to have like the best story. You want to be portraying the best things. You want to be talking about the best things while also providing that good of a story. You don't want to screw it up by providing less quality. You want your story to be shot at like the highest quality, and that's what I thought it was for me. So I've been collaborating with these small restaurants from the city I'm in, and it's been really nice to be filming on this because they like how their videos come out. Of course, it is about the story, it is about what they serve, but the quality of how the content looks is really nice because of this. So say you need a new phone, you don't want to spend in a camera and a phone, you just want to buy one of the two. You obviously want to go for the phone because this is 2-in-1. Don't buy the 128 GB, it's a little too less. Start at the 256, minimum 256. Go ahead to 1 TB, buy whichever one you want. I think that's a bit much, it's not really required, but a 256 GB should do well for you. If I had to choose between the 14 Pro and the 14 Pro Max, even though the battery in the 14 Pro Max is way better, I'm gonna go for the 14 Pro because I feel the Max is a little too big. I've actually tried using the Max, right? I wanted to buy the Max because I realized that the battery in the Max was better and that's gonna last longer. But when I used the Max, it was like a mini iPad, like a mini iPad. It was pretty big. Like, so this is like a phone while you're talking on it, right? But the Max is like a phone and a half when you're talking on it. It's huge. It is actually like a phone and a half when you're talking on the phone, and you don't want such a big phone because it's inconvenient to be putting it in your pocket and to be carrying and walking around with it. It is great if you're a gamer and if you want to record content and if you also want to edit on it in case you don't have an iPad, then go ahead. So say you don't edit on the iPad or laptop and you need to do everything on one phone, then go ahead and get the Max because you can do everything on it. You can read on it, you can record on it, you can edit on it because the screen's pretty big. But if you're just buying it for usual usage as like day in and day out usage, you're buying it for like just maybe for recording, for the quality of recording, and you do have an iPad, then go ahead and get the Pro. The 14 Pro is literally the best smartphone right now out there according to me, at least when it comes to a lot of things like the dynamic island. This is the first phone that came out with it, like the brilliant camera, like a lot of other features. If you have the phone and you're going to be using the phone on a daily basis, you're going to understand that there are a lot of features that have never been there before that are there currently on this phone, and I highly recommend this phone if you're looking to buy a smartphone. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching the video. I hope it wasn't too much of me talking. This was basically an entire review on the iPhone 14 Pro. I didn't get too much into the specs, but I've been more realistic based on how the charge will last, how, you know, the phone feels, and a few things that it can do and how it looks while recording. You can check the videos down in the description. But thank you guys so much for watching. I will mostly be coming out with a next review when I get a new toy because I really love doing these things. I actually had made an intro for my tech review, but then I didn't keep it up too much because I just stopped doing tech reviews because I started making reels again. But I'm gonna try and start making tech reviews, and yeah, basically that's about it. Highly recommended phone. If you're looking for a phone, go ahead and buy it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you'll enjoy it, and peace out.